Russian authorities recently claimed to have thwarted a sophisticated Ukrainian plot targeting high-ranking Russian defense officials, with the Federal Security Service, FSB, announcing the arrest of 4 Russian citizens suspected of involvement. According to the FSB, these individuals were allegedly working under the direct orders of Ukrainian intelligence services. The plot, which aimed at destabilizing the Russian military leadership, was reportedly foiled just before it could be carried out. This revelation has shed light on the increasingly complex nature of the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict, with espionage, sabotage, and targeted operations playing a pivotal role in shaping the course of the war. The suspects arrested by Russian authorities were reportedly involved in a well-coordinated effort to assassinate senior defense officials. Although the exact details of the plot remain classified, the FSB has stated that the operation was discovered following a series of intelligence operations, including surveillance and covert monitoring. The arrested individuals were allegedly recruited by Ukrainian intelligence operatives, who provided the resources and direction to carry out the assassination attempts. The assassination plot's disclosure follows a pattern of similar covert operations carried out by both Russia and Ukraine since the onset of the conflict. Ukrainian intelligence services, which have grown increasingly adept at carrying out sabotage missions, have been accused of targeting not only military installations but also key political and military leadership. The aim is clear: disrupt the functioning of the Russian state and military apparatus while gaining an upper hand in the wider geopolitical struggle. While espionage and intelligence operations have been a part of warfare for centuries, the modern conflict between Russia and Ukraine has highlighted the centrality of these tactics in modern combat. Both countries are utilizing sophisticated intelligence agencies to gather information, sabotage key infrastructure, and destabilize leadership. This has become a hallmark of the ongoing war, with covert actions playing an increasingly significant role alongside traditional military strategies. The Ukrainian government's alleged involvement in the assassination plot is in line with its broader strategy of undermining Russian power and influence. Ukraine, with the support of Western nations, has been engaged in an intense struggle to reclaim territories seized by Russia and weaken Russian control over the occupied regions. However, as the conflict progresses, Ukrainian authorities have also been focusing on more covert means of waging war, including intelligence operations, cyber attacks, and other forms of asymmetrical warfare. According to reports, the 4 Russian citizens arrested were involved in a plot to target key officials within Russia's Ministry of Defense. These targets included military leaders who have been instrumental in directing Russian operations in Ukraine. The plot was allegedly to use explosives or high-precision weapons to carry out the assassinations, although details of the methods remain unclear. What is certain, however, is that the operation was highly planned and would have required significant intelligence support to execute. Russian authorities have responded by condemning these acts as part of a broader pattern of destabilizing actions by Ukrainian operatives and their foreign allies. The FSB's announcement has prompted a strong reaction from Russian officials, who have vowed to take decisive action against any further threats to the country's national security. The arrests are seen as a clear message from Moscow that it is taking all necessary steps to eliminate foreign intelligence networks operating on Russian soil, which are believed to be increasing in number as the war continues. For Ukraine, the alleged assassination plot underscores its ongoing efforts to weaken Russia's military command structure. Ukraine's intelligence agencies have been involved in a series of sabotage operations aimed at disrupting Russian supply chains, military bases, and critical infrastructure. These efforts are not limited to direct military engagements but also include covert strikes designed to undermine Russian authority and diminish its ability to wage war. The timing of this plot also highlights the escalating nature of the conflict, which has seen a shift from traditional military confrontations to a more complex and multifaceted struggle. As both Russia and Ukraine focus on disrupting the other's leadership and infrastructure, espionage has become a critical tool in the wider strategic battle. The war is no longer just about holding territory on the ground but also about striking at the heart of the enemy's political and military institutions. The reported plot also suggests that the war is entering a new phase, one where intelligence and covert operations will play an increasingly significant role. The notion of targeting senior officials in the hope of causing disruption, confusion, and demoralization within the enemy's leadership is not a new strategy, but it is becoming more prevalent in the context of the current conflict. As both sides continue to wage a war of attrition, the use of espionage and covert operations is likely to increase, with both Ukrainian and Russian intelligence agencies seeking to gain any advantage they can. The broader implications of this assassination attempt are still unfolding. In the short term, it will likely lead to heightened security measures in Russia, with increased surveillance and monitoring of potential Ukrainian agents operating within the country. The Russian government is likely to respond aggressively to any future threats, including expanding its efforts to neutralize foreign intelligence networks and cracking down on suspected operatives. For Ukraine, the alleged plot represents both a challenge and an opportunity. On one hand, the operation reflects the growing sophistication and capabilities of Ukrainian intelligence services. On the other hand, it risks escalating tensions with Russia and could lead to severe retaliation. Given Russia's tendency to respond forcefully to perceived threats, Ukraine could face increased military pressure, especially as Russia works to secure its own national borders and defend its leadership against further attacks. As this covert operation was foiled, it becomes clear that the role of intelligence in the Russia-Ukraine conflict is only going to grow. The war has already proven to be one of the most complex in modern history, with battles being fought on multiple fronts, including on the battlefield, in the cyber domain, and in the world of espionage. The potential for further targeted strikes against political and military leaders, as well as the ongoing use of sabotage and espionage, will continue to shape the course of the war in unpredictable ways. In the broader context, the Russian claims of foiling an assassination plot provide a glimpse into the unseen aspects of the conflict. While news reports focus on the more visible aspects of the war, such as military engagements and territorial shifts, covert operations are playing a central role in determining the outcome of this conflict. As both Russia and Ukraine escalate their use of intelligence networks and covert strikes, the war is evolving into a multi-dimensional struggle with far-reaching consequences for both countries and the international community.